Hello, I hope everyone's doing well. Today we're going to go over multiplying and dividing fractions. There are 3 steps for multiplying fractions. First, we'll multiply the numerators. Second, we'll multiply the denominators. And then we'll simplify the fraction if possible. That step's optional because we might not always have to simplify. Our first example we're going to go over is 3/5 times 4/9. So we'll start multiplying our numerators. So that's 3 times 4 to get 12. Then we'll multiply our denominators, 5 times 9 to get 45. This fraction can simplify because both 12 and 45 are divisible by 3. Twelve divided by 3 is 4. And 45 divided by 3 is 15. 4 is only divisible by 2 or 4, and 15 is divisible by 3, 5, and 15. So this can't simplify anymore. Our final answer here for 3/5 times 4/9 would be 4/15. We're going to do 2 more multiplying, and then we'll get into division. Our next one has an improper fraction, so we've got 3/2 times 4/5. We'll start with our numerators and then our denominators. 3 times 4 gets us 12. And then 2 times 5 gets us 10. This one can simplify. And it's an improper fraction since our numerator is bigger than our denominator. So we'll need to switch it to a mixed number. But we'll start with the simplifying. 12 and 10 are both divisible by 2 because they're both even numbers. So 12 divided by 2 gets us 6. And 10 divided by 2 gets us 5. Now we can turn this into an improper fraction or a mixed number from an improper fraction with long division. 5 goes into 6 one time. 5 times 1 is 5, so we'll subtract that. 6 minus 5 leaves us with 1. So we'll put our 1 remainder over our 5. Our answer here is going to be 1 and 1/5. We'll do one more. This one's going to have a mixed number, so we've got 1 and 5/6 times 2/3. When we multiply or divide fractions, we want to turn our mixed numbers into improper fractions. And just as a reminder, to turn a mixed number into an improper fraction, we have to start by multiplying our whole number by our denominator. So this would be 1 times 6 to get 6. Then we add that number, so our 6, to our numerator, which was 5, to get 11. And then that number, that 11, goes over our original denominator, so 11 over 6, and that's our new fraction. So 1 and 5/6 turns into 11 over 6, and we'll bring down our 2/3. We'll multiply. 11 times 2 gets us 22, and 6 times 3 gets us 18. And we can simplify this. 22 over 18, 22 and 18 are both divisible by 2. 22 divided by 2 is 11, and 18 divided by 2 is 9. Now our 11/9 is an improper fraction, so we can turn that into a mixed number. 9 goes into 11 one time. And that leaves us with 2 left over. So that 2 will go over our denominator. Our final answer here is going to be 1 2/9. All right, so that's multiplying fractions. Let's look at dividing fractions. When we divide fractions, it's pretty similar to multiplying fractions. We're going to break this into 3 steps, just like we did with multiplying. So first, we'll change our second fraction into a reciprocal by flipping it. And a reciprocal, really for today, we're just going to say that means a flipped fraction. That means we've put our denominator over our numerator. Then our second step, we're going to multiply the fractions. And we're multiplying them as we've got them written. So we'll multiply the first fraction as it came, and then the reciprocal for our second fraction. And then our third step, we're going to simplify if needed. All right, and I have 2 examples of these for y'all. We'll start with 2/5 divided by 1/8. Our first step here, we're going to get our reciprocal for our 1/8. So 1/8 is going to turn into 8 over 1. And when we get our reciprocal, we're going to rewrite our division as a multiplication sign. Because what we're going to do is multiply. So we do 2 times 8 for our multiplying to get 16, and 5 times 1 to get 5. Now, this is an improper fraction. Let's make a mixed number. 5 goes into 16 3 times, because 5 times 3 is 15. We're left with 1, and that 1 will go over our denominator. So our answer here is 3 1/5. Hopefully dividing fractions doesn't seem too bad because it's just multiplying with an extra step. We're going to do one with a mixed number now. So we've got 2 6/13 divided by 11/12. We've got 2 things to do here before we can multiply. We've got to flip our second fraction. We need a reciprocal, so it's going to turn into 12 over 11. The division is going to turn into a multiplication while we're at it. And then our 2 16 or 6 over 13 needs to turn into an improper fraction. So we've got to multiply our whole number times our denominator. and that gets us 26. Then we add that 26 to our numerator. To get 32. And we'll put that 32 over our denominator, so it turns into 32 over 13. Now we can multiply, so we'll do 32 times 12. And for those of you who aren't using a calculator at all for this, let's multiply it out. 32 times 12. 2 times 2 is 4. 2 times 3 is 6. Put our placeholder 0 down because we're going to our tens place. 1 times 2 is 2. And 1 times 3 is 3. So we'll add these. 6 plus 0 is, or 4 plus 0 is 4. 6 plus 2 is 8. And our 3 comes down. So 32 times 12 gets us 384. And then we do 13 times 11. One times 3 is 3. 1 times 1 is 1. Put a placeholder 0 down. 1 times 3 is 3. And 1 times 1 is 1. 3 plus 0 is 3. 1 plus 3 is 4. And bring down our 1. So 13 times 11 is 143. All right, so after we've multiplied, our fraction is 384 over 143. This can simplify. Let's make this improper fraction into a mixed number. We need to think of how many times 143 can go into 384. I would do this by guessing. So I'm going to start with, well, 143 is about half of 300, and 384 is not quite 400. So let's try 2 times. 143 times 2. 2 times 3 is 6. 2 times 4 is 8. And 2 times 1 is 2. 286 is pretty close to 300. And I don't think we can fit another 143 in there, so we're going to check it. 143 times 2 was 286. We'll subtract. We can't take 6 from 4, so we have to borrow. That 8 becomes a 7. And our 4 becomes a 14. 14 minus 6 leaves us with 8. We can't take 7 or 8 from 7, so we've got to borrow. 3 becomes a 2, and 7 becomes 17. 17 minus 8 leaves us with 9. And 2 minus 2 is 0. So we're left with 98. So we'll put our 98 over 143. It's pretty small to look at. So 2 and 98 over 143. 143 is divisible by 143, 13, and 11. Since it was multiplied by 2 prime numbers, those are the 2 factors that go into it. And 98 is not divisible by 13 or 11, so this fraction is simplified as much as it can be. Sometimes our simplified fractions are big numbers. That's the last one for today. I hope you'll have a wonderful holiday break, and I will talk to you in the new year.